Good morning and happy Mother's Day. Especially happy Mother's Day to all of your mothers, but you know, ironically, even though women are just 51% of society, they gave birth to 100% of us. So, thanks, moms. I want to say hello to everyone who's present in the sanctuary and those of you who are joining us online at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Vero Beach, or as I write on my donation checks, UUFVB, because that's a lot quicker and easier. I'm Roger Ray. My pronouns are he, him, his. And for those of you who may not be able to see me, I am an elderly white gentleman wearing a suit and tie and even a clergy stole, which makes me the best dressed person in the room. Giving all of you something to aspire to. I do have a bandaged wound on my face from a recent battle with a Treasure Coast pirate. You may not have seen a Treasure Coast pirate, but if you haven't, you're welcome. Whether you're young or old, gay or straight, or identify in another manner, whether you're on top of the world or the world's on top of you, whether you're gathered here with us or joining via technology from somewhere out in the world, we embrace you and we welcome you, and we are glad that you are with us. Tom usually likes for us to say something about why we are Unitarians. And you know, in this church, Reverend John, thanks for stepping up doing music today. You can't swing a dead cat in this church without hitting a retired clergyman. We are all over the place. But I became a Unitarian after many years as a minister in the Christian church. After about 25 years of writing sermons, I realized that I didn't believe in magic and superstition. I didn't believe in heaven and hell, or souls, or angels, or supernatural theism, or about 99% of what my denomination wanted me to talk about. And so, with the help of some attorneys, I was eventually turned into a Unitarian. And we're all much relieved that I am. You folks are the basket or the net at the bottom of the trampoline where I was able to safely land. If you are visiting with us for the first time, we warmly welcome you to join us in the coffee hour after church. We've got a bunch of those little powdered donuts that have been on my training table for over 60 years now. So get a cup of coffee, but if you're visiting, get one of the red cups so that we can identify you and give you a warm welcome. Let me also remind you to silence your phones. Tom, did we have anything we needed to announce today? Okay. It's May, and so we're starting to kind of go in the direction of not having so many announcements. But if I'm wrong, consult your bulletin. I've got about 50 pages of a manuscript in front of me, but not a bulletin. So if there's an announcement in there, please pay attention to it. At this time, I'd like to invite you to take a look around, notice who's here, and ask you to greet one another. Greet someone that you don't know so well. And you know, greeting in church can be kind of symbolic. You don't always remember names. So you might want to add, do you want to get coffee sometime this week or lunch sometime this week? If you're visiting with us for the first time, look for me in the aisles, and I'll take you to lunch sometime this week, and we'll try to get to know each other. I'll either answer any questions you've got about church, or I'll make up something entirely fictitious, because I don't actually work here. So, up to you. Let's all greet one another at this time.
worship myth, some worship things, but we believe life really means the warmth of love, the light of truth. So we choose life, and we choose love, and we choose truth. The day will come, we do believe, when all will see what life's about. The warmth of love, the light of truth. So we choose life, and we choose love, and we choose truth.
It is our tradition to light a chalice at the beginning of our service. And to say a few words that ground us, that prepare us. So if you'll join me, this flame is for the questions that follow us home, the ones that refuse to settle, that sit beside us at night. Not every riddle is meant to be solved. Let this light keep open a space where not knowing is allowed to breathe.
Rise in body and spirit for our first song.
Morning has come, arise and greet the day. Dance with joy and sing a song of gladness. The light of hope shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey A new day dawns, once more the gift is due. Wonder fills this moment shared together. The light of peace here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. Open our eyes to see that life abounds. Open hearts to welcome it among us. The light of love here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home.
Very good.
Now we come to our time for all ages, and today I'd like to share with you a story about a very special pencil. But this isn't just any pencil. This is a pencil that had dreams about the future and wants to become the best pencil it can be. Like this little pencil, each of us has the chance to grow, to learn, and to explore our world. The way we ask questions, notice new things, and try new experiences. That's what curiosity is. Curiosity is like a bridge that connects the people where we are now to the person we hope we will be. An old pencil maker once held his newest pencil in his hands just before placing it in a box to go out into the world. Imagining the little pencil as a person, he spoke softly as if sharing a blessing. There are 5 things you need to remember as you go out into the world. Keep them close to your heart, and they will guide you toward becoming the very best version of yourself. The first is this: you will be able to do many things, but only if you allow yourself to be held by others. Life will ask you to trust, to learn, and to be curious about those around you. Each question you ask, each new experience you try, helps you to grow into the person that you were meant to become. Or in this case, the pencil you were meant to become. Number 2, from time to time, you will be sharpened. Life may challenge you, and sometimes that'll be painful. But these moments of learning and curiosity are what shape your strength, your wisdom, and your character, helping your future self to become even better. Number 3, remember that mistakes will happen. Curiosity will help you to notice them, ask questions, and try again. Every time you reflect and learn, you are shaping the person that you will become. And you will learn more from the mistakes than you learn from getting it right. Number 4, the most important part of you is what is inside of you. Your heart, your spirit, your values. Curiosity helps you discover what matters most to you and how you want to live, who you want to be. What you explore today, what you try today, what you experiment with today will shape who you will become. And finally, wherever you go, leave your mark. Share your gifts, your love, and your curiosity. Every act of exploration and care is a building block for your future self and for the world around you. The pencil seemed to listen, and in that quiet moment, it promised to remember these 5 lessons as it was placed into the box for its journey. It carried quiet hope that through curiosity and care, it could grow, learn, and leave a meaningful mark on the world. I hope each of you have a special relationship with your pen. I remember a day, 25 years ago, I was sitting in a coffee shop in Edinburgh. It happened to be the coffee shop where the author of the Harry Potter books sat as a very poor person who sat and worked in the coffee shop because they would refill her coffee all day long and only charge her once. And I sat there with my pen, writing in a notebook, and realized for most of us, this is our magic wand. This is how we make our mark. This is how we change the world. I can't tell you that I wrote a best-selling novel as I sat there. I did scribble some notes for one of the 5 or 6 books I've published that none of you own. I love it when I meet someone who says they're a writer and that's how they make a living, because I get those royalty checks, sometimes 11, 12 bucks. It's not a living. It's not a living, but it lets you become who you really are and express yourself. So I hope each of you will form a close bond with your pencil. Now we'll sing the children out.
So we started this new tradition and lighting a candle for peace. And I try to mention to you as we light this candle that peace might mean something different to each of you. Peace might mean peace for the wars that are going on around the world. Peace might mean peace between people in this divisive country right now. Peace might mean how you feel in your heart as you cope with all that's out there that you have to struggle with, like high gas prices, or whatever is on your heart right now. My friends, whatever peace means to you, may this light guide you and guide us. Peace. Let us now open ourselves up to acknowledge that we come here together with our own joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. Before us are these bowls of water. Water, the very sustenance of life. Water can buoy us up, nourish, cleanse, and replenish us. It's a source of life, which creates beauty in the very making of tears. This community, like water, is the sustenance of our lives, especially when we remember our sacred obligation to buoy each other up in times of sadness, to nourish one another in times of want, to cleanse one another with acts of kindness and generosity, and to replenish one another when our hearts are weary and worn. Today, with this water, we are reminded visually of our sacred obligation to this community and really to the world community. Roger, if you would add some salt, representing the tears that have fallen this week. May we remember that there are those among us in pain. So let us be tender with one another. We don't know what is held in the silent sanctuary of one another's hearts. For those uplifting moments when we are touched by the bounty and beauty of nature, by a hug or a smile, by a caring act of friendship. Roger, if you will add some flower petals, to remind us of the beauty and joy that is always around us. In a moment, you're invited to come forward to add a pebble for a joy or a sorrow to our collective bowl. Before I invite you up, though, there are some online who might like a pebble placed in the water. So Roger will place that pebble now. And if you would like Roger to place a pebble in the water for you, if you would raise your hand, he will do so. Up above. Yes. Now you are invited to come forward.
Rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
May all that we offer one another keep us connected and blessed within this hour and within the week ahead. May it be so. Amen.
Now we have the opportunity to express our gratitude and commitment by sharing our financial resources. To contribute to the fellowship, place your offering in an envelope found in the back of the pew in front of you, or donate to UUFVB by clicking on the QR code with your phone. But today is also Sharing of Sustenance Sunday, one of our social justice outreach efforts on the second Sunday of each month. The loose cash you place in the offering basket supports both the food pantry of Indian River County and our fellowship's monthly Meals for Persons in Transitional Housing. The non-perishable foods and toiletries that you brought here today are delivered to the Fellsmere fridge. The loose cash offering goes to both the food pantry of Indian River County and finances Meals for Persons in Transitional Housing. Our fellowship's meals teams prepares and delivers meals to 3 transitional housing programs each month: Camp Haven, James Arthur Court, and Naomi's Place. These agencies provide formerly homeless persons, men and women, with interim housing. And I would share with you, for many years when I was a pastor in Missouri, friends of mine in the church and I, if you could go to the next slide, please, we would cook food in our homes and then meet at a place called Bill's Place. It was where homeless people could get off the street during the day as a warming center or a cooling center. In Missouri, you need both, sometimes on the same day. And we fed about 100 people every time we went. I went twice a week, did a lot of the cooking and the serving. And once my organist was with us, and he just made the comment that it's a lot better to be on this side of the table, because when he was an active heroin addict, he was on the other side of the table. And I have never forgotten that moment when I realized 36 inches, those folding tables that we used, 36 inches wide, 36 inches separates the people that are able to give to those who need someone to give something to them. And we could be on either side of that table, either feeling blessed that we've got a magic wand where I can make the difference. I can, together with you, use our magic wands to raise a church, ecclesia, or cook meals and serve it to people that are hungry. Now, you need to be grateful that you're on the side of the table where you can write the check or cook the hamburgers or bring the dressed eggs. You call them deviled eggs. My mother said, no devil in our house. We had dressed eggs. But it's better to be in a position to give than to be in a position to have to wait for someone to give a damn about the fact that you're hungry. So folks, today, as we receive our offering, let's do it not just generously, but gladly, because you're the lucky ones.
I invite us now into a time for prayer, meditation, reflection. Each of us has our own way to enter that space. You might, your feet flat on the ground and your hands resting in your lap. You might let your eyes rest or close as you turn your attention within and beyond. O deep mystery of life, voice in our hearts and light in our minds, in the joyful freedom of our fellowship, we are here together as adventurers, called forth in spirit, people moving, yearning, questing, pushing the limits of our lives outward to what is more loving and just, more beautiful and true. Here in this meeting house, this place made holy by our memories, our aspirations, our purposes and ideals, we would be inspired by one another. And inspired by those who came before us. Those who had the vision of this place and the spirit and will and action to make this place become a reality. We are also people of spirit. We too are struck with awe before the great mystery of the cosmos. We too are powerfully moved by deep concern for our world and our care for one another. The Spirit moves in us as a free religious community, joined in a common covenant of aspiration, commitment, and hope. May ours be a faith that is more than simply beautiful words and high ideals. May ours be a faith of vitality and commitment, a faith that burns in our hearts and blazes in our minds. May our faith shine in the world through the light of our deeds and the witness of our actions. O source and spirit of our lives, may we respond boldly to the call to your adventure. Adventure that will lead us for more justice, more love, and more joy. Amen.
The next song our choir is going to sing is called Swimming to the Other Side. We're not really swimming, we're talking about a metaphor here. It's a journey that we're all go on for self-examination and self-explanation and self-disclosure. Sometimes we do it alone, often we do it together. The words of the refrain will appear on the overhead, and on the last time that we say them, we're going to chant those words, and we would be pleased if you would join us in that chant because, as the song says, after all, we're in this all together. Thank you. We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming in the other side. I'm alone and I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses opening. Infection will be my crime. In humanity I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side.
Living beneath the great Big Dipper, we are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, finding direction I had my heart. I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who have gone before me band together and be my guide. Loving lessons I'll mindful follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all the gifts we've been given to share. Out there with since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there.
We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
We are living beneath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the streams together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are living in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live inside. Loving spirits will live forever.
lovely. When I was in college, I attended my first Unitarian Universalist church, First Jefferson Unitarian Universalist Church in Fort Worth, Texas. I remember feeling amazed at how open people were. We could talk about pretty much whatever subject we wanted to, spiritual, social, political, without fearing negative reactions. You see, I'd grown up Catholic and knew there were topics there that I just couldn't openly talk about at church. So this was a new experience for me. It was amazing and refreshing. And I can tell you, almost from the first service I was there, I felt at home. I've heard that same thing said by many Unitarian Universalists over the years. After they got there, they heard what people were saying and interacted with people and felt the fellowship, and they felt at home. Maybe that's what some of you feel as well. So what does being a Unitarian Universalist mean to you? Does it mean being a member or a friend of UUFEB, this congregation? Do you know what it even takes to be a member here? Some people might not know. Our yearly Unitarian Universalist denomination is approaching in June. Being a Unitarian Universalist connect you with Unitarian Universalists all over the world? Does it feel like that? As you think about being a Unitarian Universalist, one of the things you might explore as a Unitarian Universalist is that we talk about a lot of things. We even talk about theological concepts, like defining sin, for instance. Some Unitarian Universalist definition of Him is a discussion group where everybody agrees with one another. A little joke. Actually, our Unitarian Universalist forebear, Hosea Blue, in his work, The Treatise on Atonement, defines sin as what we do or fail to do that harms another person, or planet, or animal, or earth. It has nothing to do with the afterlife, or being born with original sin. It has to do with the here and the now. How do we reconcile or seek forgiveness when we have harmed another person? That's sin and salvation, here and now. Just recently, Steve Becker and I started a class on Unitarian Universalist historical writings. We did talk about the Treatise on Atonement. Steve's here. He was the one who led that discussion. As well as Theodore Parker's The Transient and Permanent in Christianity, and Ralph Waldo Emerson's Harvard Divinity School address, and James Luther Adams' The 5 Smooth Stones of Religious Liberalism. I know you all didn't go to the class, but I thought I'd offer you a little taste of that this morning as we think about what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist. So I'm going to talk a little bit this morning about the 5 smooth stones of religious liberalism, and see if there's something that I say that resonates with you when you think about what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist. First, to tell you, James Luther Adams was a Unitarian parish minister, social activist, journal editor, distinguished scholar, prolific writer, and divinity school professor for more than 40 years. Adams was one of the most influential theologians among American Unitarian Universalists of the 20th century. His inspiration for the 5 smooth stones came to Adams as he was reading the story of David and Goliath. You see, David would not wear armor or a sword to fight Goliath because he'd never worn such a thing. He was concerned that those things would be distracting and restrictive. Instead, he took just 5 smooth stones with him into battle. You see, he had used stones to kill bears and lions while caring for his sheep. I guess you know how the story ends, right? I think it says in the Bible he smites him, but he kills him with one smooth stone. Adams believed that Unitarian Universalists don't gird themselves with armor. He believed Unitarian Universalists don't arm themselves with heavy creeds and doctrines when confronting the giant evils of the world. Instead, we carry, he believed, 5 well-worn principles of progressive religion. And these are those that he feels are central to Unitarian Universalism. The first one is the conviction that revelation is not sealed. It is continuous. Our individual and collective faith are not static, one thing throughout a lifetime. What we believe and what we believe in will evolve as a result of our life experiences, our increased knowledge, and the wisdom we glean from being in relationship with other people. We hold that the creative spirit of the universe has not stopped interacting with creation. And human experience has not stopped providing new and better ways of living. So that's the first stone. The second is relationships between people should be voluntary, grounded in free consent rather than coercion. You, my friends, make a free choice to join a Unitarian Universalist congregation. You are not threatened by hell if you don't join the fellowship. Well, I mean, you might be hell. We're in a red part of the country, you are not manipulated or coerced in any way. You know, I remember I was serving a congregation in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I met with a big group of evangelicals. We were trying to work on some issues in the community related to a flood that we just had. And I was surprised what happened. One of the young people, a teenager, got up in front of this group of evangelical ministers and said, you know, I was in school and I helped someone when they fell down, and I helped someone when they got hurt, and I helped someone with their locker. And I was able to use that simple behavior to get them to come to our church. In other words, they coerced them. Their underlying motive was not to help that person. It was to get them into that church. That's not who we are. Mutually, we choose to be in voluntary association with one another. One that I believe is joyful and affirming, authentic, and values-based, rather than belief-based. The third smooth stone, religious liberalism affirms the moral obligation so that our efforts toward establishing a just and loving community. Let me say that again. Religious liberalism affirms the moral obligation to direct our efforts toward the establishment of a just and loving community. My friends, love is the center of Unitarian Universalism. Love is the center of our community here. It's what motivates us. It's what grounds our UU values. When you think of our values, justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. JetPig, just so you remember, helps you remember the 5 things. But those are grounded in love. It's the center of our covenant that we created with one another. Love and justice, he says. And what does justice mean? Well, if we go to our Unitarian Universalist bylaws in the Article 2, it defines justice as we covenant to dismantle racism and all forms of systemic oppression. We support the use of inclusive, democratic processes to make decisions within our congregations, our association, and in society at large. Okay? The fourth stone, simply regarding ourselves as virtuous and well-intentioned is not enough. Amen on that. We gather here as a religious liberal community to take action, individually and collectively and with our allies in ways that are loving, compassionate, just, and equitable. We must be organized and must use the power that we have in the world and use it wisely to help others. Finally, religious liberalism holds that there are enough resources available for the achievement of meaningful change. And because of that, we should hold hope that change will happen. We don't believe that humanity is cursed or history will end in Armageddon. We believe that all people are worthy of dignity and respect. And all people, all of us, live in a community of abundance. And we have enough love and compassion and trust to effect tangible and sustainable change in our congregation, in Vero Beach, in our country, in our world. We have enough allies to help make a values-driven difference. The bottom line is that we have enough hope to thrive as a community and as human beings on this planet. The fifth stone leads us to work hard to right the ills of the world and to maintain our attitude of inclusion and love in all that we do. This was what being a Unitarian Universalist was for James Luther Adams. Perhaps some of that resonated with you. Perhaps something you heard in our story about the pencil or the prayer or resonated with you about what being a Unitarian Universalist is. So I'm going to ask you to do something today. Rather than just listen to me, I'm going to ask you to listen to each other. What I'd like you to do is to turn to somebody next to you and first of all, ask them if they want to be talked to. They may say, no, I don't want to, and that's okay. And be kind to them if they say no. It's all right. But if you're willing to do it, I'd like you to turn to somebody near you and tell them, what does it mean? What does being a Unitarian Universalist mean to you? Now, you might think about what it means to you being here at UUFEB or within Unitarian Universalist Association, or being a Unitarian Universalist in the world. What does it mean to you to be a Unitarian Universalist? And if it's your first time here, well, what have you gotten in the last few minutes that you think you can say? And that's perfectly fine too. So I'm going to ask you to turn to your partner, talk for a few minutes. I'll ring the chime when we're done. Be sure both of you have an opportunity to talk. You're going to be able to continue this conversation at coffee hour, but I wanted you to start here. And, you know, what's interesting to me, and maybe interesting to you as well, is some of you talk to your spouses or partners or friends. Maybe you've never said this to someone close to you before. Maybe they heard something they never understood from you before. So, always surprises here. So let me just offer a little bit of what I think, and then we can go off to coffee hour. How about that? When I think about being a Unitarian Universalist, and particularly here with you all at UUFEB, I focus on this wonderful, affirming, welcoming community we have, on the spiritual and ethical growth we share with one another, and on the justice work that we do. We think about the world and what we need to do in the world and what we do in the world. I also think about our connection to Unitarian Universalists all over the country. Our General Assembly is coming up, and you know, it's on my mind. I'm thinking about right now there's a contested vote for UUA trustee that'll be coming up at our general meeting. And I need to learn more about it. I know both of the people that are running. I need to think about that. That's my responsibility as being a Unitarian Universalist. And really, most importantly, is living my values, my UU values, when I come in contact with anybody in the world. With you here, with the interfaith community, with anybody. So that they know what being a Unitarian Universalist is all about. I hope you continue to talk and think about our liberal faith. And I just want to leave you with this last quote from James Luther Adams. It's from his 5 Smooth Stones, the thing that he closed this passage with. He says, "Thus, with all the realism and tough-mindedness that we can muster, the genuine religious liberal, that's all us Unitarian Universalists, can finally hear a hallelujah chorus because of our intellectual integrity, social relevance, amplitude of perspective, and the spirit of liberation. True liberation, no less. Amen.
May we rise in body and spirit.
We all bless you.
From the light of days remembered, burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
Curiosity brought you here and now follows you out. As you step into the rest of the day, notice what makes you lean in, what makes you look twice. May small questions open spaces within you that you may come back here and share with us what you found. Amen.